Why are people bullies? I don't understand it. You have somebody that is doing something to better their health. Getting fat off your body will better your health. It'll reduce your all-cause mortality. You will live longer. You will add years to your life. It is a scientific fact. I don't understand why suddenly when you tell somebody when you're going on this journey that you're on a GLP-1, suddenly they're a doctor because they Googled something or heard something on the news about all the dangers and all the bad side effects. Are there side effects for some people? Yes. Are some really bad side effects for people? Very small amount? Yes. Is the risk worth the reward? That's up to you and to talk to your doctor about. For me, it certainly was, and for thousands and thousands and thousands of people, it is. You know, where were these people when you were 50, 100 pounds overweight coming to you and saying, hey man, hey miss, you know what? We really need to get you on a plan to get you healthy to get that weight off. I guarantee, or I'd almost guarantee that never happened. But suddenly, because you're moving forward and doing something positive in your life, they're suddenly an expert in GLP-1s and they have a degree in medicine. My point in telling you is do not allow yourself to get bullied, and don't let that fear of the stigma of these medications stop you if you are thinking about doing it. Again, you got to talk to your doctor, you got to get everything cleared and so on and so forth, and you got to make the best decision for yourself with your doctor and your provider. But for me personally, the risk way outweighed the reward. The reward for me is living a longer life, being around longer for my wife, being around longer for my children, for my family, for my friends, God willing, one day my grandkids, and just in general, living a better quality of life. I have been on this for 8 weeks now, and it is a life-changing miracle drug. I will continue to say it ad nauseum because for me, that's what it's been. What I don't understand is in my personal life and in watching, listening to other people in social media and reading online, how they are vilified and the stigma of these medications and it's cheating and so on and so forth. Oh my God, I totally agree it's cheating. It's cheating death. It's cheating disease. You look at any medical report or doctor, and most of them will tell you the number one thing that you can do is get body weight, get body fat off of yourself because of the cardiovascular benefits, because of the reduced blood pressure, the reduced glucose spike. Everything that coincides with it is a positive. So why people are so negative on it and it's cheating and it's this and it's that, I really don't understand. What I can tell you is this. I have been as high as 330 pounds, and I actually was down to 205 at one point. I started this journey at 263.5. I'm down right now to 236.7, I believe. And I'm still going, and I'm going to get to a lean weight, whatever that weight ends up being. But what I can tell you is I personally got on this for one reason and one reason only, was to stop the food noise. Every diet, when I ended up getting derailed off it, was because the hunger was unbearable and I went off the deep end. And that was it. And I just never came back up from underneath. In the close to 8 weeks that I've been doing this, the food hunger is completely gone. In one of my previous videos, I talked about going to dinner when everybody was eating chips and salsa and guacamole and having beer. And normally, even in a diet, I would sit there with envy and sit there like, oh my God, that all looks so good. And I literally sat there and was like, nah, man, I'm good. And I truly was. So at the end of the day, the food hunger was for me. So if that's the cheat code that I need to get me to the end of the line so I can look better, feel better internally, externally, then absolutely, I'm the biggest fucking cheater on the planet, and I'll stand up and be proud about it. The thing about it is that, they talk about have better willpower, do this, do that. You don't understand. If you've never been 50 or 100 pounds overweight, you don't fucking get it. I promise you don't. I'm not saying you can't have an opinion about it, but I am telling you, you don't understand. You don't understand the vicious cycle sometimes of, trying so hard, failing, then it's shame, then it's off the deep end, then it's back, and there just seems to be no end in sight, and then you give up and you go back to what you've become before you started. So having this cheat crutch, if that's what's going to take to get to where I need to go, then that's what I'm going to do. Now, I know there's a lot of people talking about, well, what do you do when you get to the main weight? And what do you do when you get to the goal? You're going to get off these drugs. For me right now, I haven't had to ramp up my dosage. I'm 8 weeks in, started at 2.5, still at 2.5. My hunger suppression is 100% the same that it was when I first started. Very lucky, I guess. I want to keep that ramp open if I need it down the road. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to the point where, to be fair, I don't think there is a finish line. I know that's like kind of a cheesy quote, but I truly feel like for me, there isn't going to be one. There'll be a point where I can maintain, but that keeps going. So that's why I say no finish line. When I get there, I don't know. Right now, I feel like my brain is rewiring. As I've said in previous videos, I can't explain it. It's like my food, my taste buds have changed. I don't crave the food. I don't remember what cake and pizza and chips and I don't remember what it tastes like. And I know that's because the craving is completely suppressed. So I haven't had any cheat meals or cheat bites because if it doesn't bring me happiness and I don't remember what that shit tastes like, why do I need to remind myself of it? Why do I need to go back to it? I don't. I know I can look myself in the mirror and look you in the eye through this camera and tell you that I am happy. I don't miss it. And so as of right now, that's what I'm going to continue doing. So when I get to the point where I am at a goal of maintenance, I think my thought, if you ask me today, is I probably will jump off the GLP-1 for a minute. Let me see if my brain really is rewired. Let me see if these good habits that I have developed continue. I'm going to do a whole video about what I eat in a day and why I've chose the nutrition plan that I have chosen, because I do look at this long term in the sense of, for the people that want to be on this medication, if that ends up being me, long term, that's fine. But as it stands right now, I don't know what I'm going to do. I probably, as I said, am probably going to go and cut back. And I'm going to take it for a couple of weeks, make sure, it's all out of my system and see if my brain really is rewired. And if it is, and I don't need or care to be on the GLP-1 anymore, then I'll stay off them. There's two caveats to this. One, obviously, if I revert back to my old ways and I need it, I have absolutely no problem staying on it for the rest of my life. Again, I'm going to do a whole video on this, but there is all this evidence that is starting to come out by almost a dozen things or so that have extracurricular benefits than just suppression and weight loss with his GLP-1s. So at the end of the day, it might be something that's beneficial for you to be on long-term anyway. The other thing would be cost, right? If the costs go down and it becomes more affordable and it's something that I need, then maybe I stay on it as well. Time will tell. But as it stands right now, the most important thing that I want to get to you is that if you're looking to make a change and you're thinking about getting on a GLP-1 and you're afraid about what other people think, either number one, don't tell them, or number two, don't give a fuck. They didn't care about you and they didn't do anything to help you. So now suddenly they're an expert and they want to get in your business. Cool. Do your thing, get to where you need to be. And I encourage you, if you're thinking about doing this, go talk to your doctor or provider, do the research on your own. Because I promise you, at least for me, you're going to be super happy that you did. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. And there is an end road to this path to where you want to get to. And the hunger suppression for me was the biggest thing. And so far it's working 100%. So I encourage you to get out there. I encourage you to get your information and make sure that you book a win today.